question for you. Are you enjoying yourself? Are you having a phenomenal time at the Black Woman Startup Summit? Should we even continue? I mean, we've only been going at this for probably 8-9 days by now, but I just want to make sure that you have been getting some supreme and maximum value, because it is only in us giving you extreme value that you can go out and produce extreme value for the world. My name is E.R. Spalding, and I am the founder of Black Woman Startup. And as always, I am standing in gratitude that you are allowing us into your home day after day after day. That you are allowing and opening up your heart. That you are allowing your mind to expand and shift in ways that you didn't even know less than 2 weeks ago was possible. But what you did know was that there was a potential inside of you, and that even though you wanted to start up as a Black woman in business, you didn't want to take a step back. You did not want to start over. And so since you made that declaration, we are here standing in the space and ensuring that you don't have to do it. One of our mottos is that there are weight to the words that we say, but there is power in the pen. Hashtag, I write the check. So go ahead and put that in the feed. Hashtag, I write the check, because this is getting ready to be the Black Woman Startup's declaration that I write the check. And we're not just writing the check, we're signing the front of the check that says, I'm a Black Woman Startup, instead of the back of the check that says I'm an employee in someone else's startup. So we are here giving it all that we got, and we truly hope that we have been providing value. But guess what? Won't stop, can't stop now. We won't do it. We've got more. I think it was George Fraser who says you want to give until it hurts. And when it hurts, you then give some more. And so this is our more. We are pouring out just about everything that we have in store, and we will not stop now. But first, let us know who you are, where you're from. I've seen some of you guys that have been in here relentlessly because you're saying that I'm not going to allow this scholarship to go to waste. Just like Harriet Tubman, when she ran and made her march, she turned around and she said, you know what? No slave left behind. I'm going back and I'm getting every slave that will say yes to their own freedom. And my friends have shown up today because you are saying yes to your freedom, because you continue to take the action, you continue to show up, you continue to download the workbooks and be here. So let us know who you are, where are you from, give us your first name, your last name, and where you're located throughout the world, because this is a global movement. And with us today, we have Ty Miles, who is going to talk to us about the impact that our brands can have and what those 5 C's are to make sure that you are branding yourself with less effort, but gaining the most impact that you can. Because you see, there is both an art and a science to business, and we'll be talking about that a little bit more. And so, yes, there is the pizzazz that we want to have. There are the lights, the colors, and all of the things that make us look and feel pretty. But there's also a psychology behind some of the things and what we do and why we do them in the order that we do them. And Ty Miles is getting ready to come here and to show us just that. And what I really love about this powerful sister, about this hashtag business titan, is that her beginning definitely did not look like her ending. And when I say ending, it's just this point in time where we are, because we can never go back and get another moment till that moment has passed, that moment has ended, right? Because she is still going, she is still moving, and she is still impacting and changing the world. But for right now, we have allowed her to be on pause, and I will not allow her to be on pause anymore, because she is over there waiting in the wings saying, hey, I'm ready to teach, I'm ready to train, I'm ready to transform some lives through my story, through my message, because I know what these women can be on the other side of hashtag writing the check. So download your workbook. You're going to text TIE, T-Y-E, to 773-993-1652 and get your workbook and get ready to understand how you can have maximum impact with your brand by following the 5 C's that Ty is getting ready to lay out for you. Again, download the workbook. Text TIE, T-Y-E, to 773-993-1652. And we will see you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome to the 2018 Black Woman Startup Business Summit. I am Ty Miles and I am so excited to be a faculty member for the 2018 Black Woman Business Summit, and I'm so excited to be sharing with you on the power of branding. It is to me the essential piece of the puzzle for growing not only a profitable business, but an impactful business, a business that serves purpose, that gives you a sense of fulfillment and allows you to serve your client in the best way and attract those that really, really need you. And so just a few minutes, I am going to share my screen with you so that we can jump right into today's presentation. I'm super excited about it. I'm going to go right in. I want to share with you a little bit about my background. And then we're going to do some deep diving into a few areas, specifically 5 areas that I want to share with you that you must not skim through if you want to avoid launching unknown. Nobody wants to launch unknown. Those of you, you're going from corporate, you're starting as an entrepreneur, you're really invest in all of yourself, spiritually, mentally, financially, especially financially, into this project. And so the last thing you want is to use all of your resources to put into your new baby, your business, and then nobody recognizes all of your effort. You know what it means to you. You know the transformation that you offer. However, when your branding is not in place, you limit yourself and you run the risk of launching your business unknown. So let's get over to this shared screen so we can go over these 5 steps and get you to brand yourself for maximum impact and profits. So hold on just a moment while I share my screen. We're going to go ahead and do that now. Brand yourself for maximum impact plus profit. 5 C's to stand out. Now that you have decided to step out as a business owner, I'm so very excited for you. So first and foremost, let's go ahead and say congratulations. Huge congratulations to each of you who have, you've leaped, you've decided and you have leaped out into this entrepreneurial world, this amazing world that, as I mentioned before, that takes all of you. But you are incredibly passionate about it, so you do not mind putting all of you in it so that you can serve yourself in the best way, and more importantly, serve others in the way that you know that you were meant to. You were literally born to make this incredible, impactful difference in your industry, in your market, and your branding is going to really situate you so that you're not just a competitor among competitors, but so that your potential clients can see you as the sole provider of whatever service or product that you offer. So congratulations. I'm very excited for each and every one of you. Now, this is one of my favorite quotes, and I actually got this particular quote from one of my personal inspirational speakers, spiritual speakers, the late Miles Monroe. And this is paraphrased, but it goes something like this: trapped inside every seed is a tree. Trapped inside every girl is a woman. And so my question to you today is, what's trapped on the inside of you? And I just want you to hold that thought in your mind as we go through today's presentation. What's trapped on the inside of you? This was one of the things that was really kind of tricky for me to figure out, because we're all so multi-passionate and we're multi-talented and we can serve a host of clients. And inside of each of us is just so much goodness. But there's a certain piece that is meant to serve the world, the society, your community in a very special way. And so I want to talk with you guys a little bit about how I got my start, about what was trapped on the inside of me. And if you would notice, you see this beautiful little baby girl over here. This is my daughter, Caitlin. And I had my daughter when I was 16 years old. And prior to having her, I was preparing to be a model. I had an official contract with a legitimate modeling agency to become a model. And literally the week before I was supposed to fly out to Atlanta to launch my modeling career, the last thing I had to do on my list was to go to my doctor's office and get a clean bill of health. And I wasn't even there 30 minutes before they came out and said, hey, 6 words. Did you know you were pregnant? And my chin dropped to the floor. I thought I was going to swallow my tongue. I could not believe it. The lifestyle that I had been investing my time and my energy, and my mother had been investing her money in, had come to an end with 6 words. Did you know you were pregnant? And so at that point, you know, I was a really smart girl. I was headed off to college. You know, I was going to launch this beautiful modeling career. I had it all planned out. And so needless to say, I was disappointed. I was more than disappointed. I went into a downward spiral of depression, and I did not go to college. And I know some of you can attest to having plans for yourself and not really checking off every last one of those boxes on your checklist. You know that life changed. And for me, it could have been a potential life derailing event, being a teen mom. How I did not go off to college. I did not launch my modeling career. But what I did decide to do was find a trade. And so what you see me in the middle, and you see on the other side, you see my very first business, the Signature Salon. I started as a booth renter. I decided when I had my baby that I would go off to cosmetology school. I graduated at the top of my cosmetology class. And my first couple of months as a business owner, you know, I wanted to be the boss. I know we're a little bit different. You're transitioning from corporate to entrepreneurship. I jumped right from high school student, teen mom into entrepreneurship. And so, of course, I knew nothing. I knew I wanted to be my own boss. I knew that I hated working for other people. I just was not wired for someone to just tell me what to do all the time. I was a teen mom. They did not respect that I wanted to be an active parent to my daughter. And so all of these things led me toward the path of entrepreneurship, led me toward being super excited about becoming a cosmetologist and launching my first business as a hairstylist. And so while I started out as a hairstylist and really just kind of learning the ropes, I didn't have anyone that I could go to that could give me information to help me really become successful. Other stylists were not willing to share with me their knowledge and expertise so that I can have a good footing in the industry. So I was left to figure things out on my own. And that's okay, because in figuring things out on my own, I actually put together a really good strategy, business plan. You know, I didn't know that I was creating a business plan back then. I just knew that I was starting business. I just knew I had this skill and people needed their hair done and I was going to style their hair and make all this money, right? Well, my first 6 months was nothing like what I expected. I was struggling. I was working for other stylists, could barely make ends meet. I had a lot of riffraff in my clientele, which led me to go back to the drawing board, which kind of leads me to my passion around branding. I didn't know about this word branding. Branding is a buzzword now, but I knew that I wanted to attract a certain type of client, a particular client that did not have to choose between paying their bills and paying me, buying food and paying me. And so with those thoughts in my mind, I kind of reorganized the way that I ran my business. And so within the next 7 months, incredibly, I did not even set the intention for a certain dollar amount. But within the next 7 months, I hit 6 figures. I broke 6 figures. And so since being a newbie in the business and going back to the drawing board after experiencing terrible results in my business, after experiencing being broke, after battling with whether or not I was going to go back to that job as an employee that I absolutely hated, I found something that really worked. And the piece that I believe attracted my target client to me was my branding. It was my branding. Although I was not inside of the most impressive salon, although the equipment was not the most impressive, as you can see, I had this logo that represented something. And I supported this logo, this look, with a level of service. And we're going to get more into this because this is literally going to be the meat and potatoes of your business. And so I had this beautiful logo that attracted a certain caliber of woman to my business. And I served this woman with a certain level of excellence. Of course, I mastered my craft. And so putting all those pieces together, my business experienced hypergrowth. Now, this is what happened since then. I started my first business. I've been in business now for 15 years. And all of this was on the inside of me. And so as you can see, I have my Ty Miles logo. I am the founder and CEO of an organization called Fierce Woman. I am the CEO and founder of Purpose Driven Coaching Speaker Success Mentorship, as well as my first mentorship product that I launched out 3 years ago, Breakthrough 6 Figures Client Attraction and Retention System. And then finally, this last piece, you see a picture in the middle. I also host some amazing events. But all of this on the inside of me all of this started from me believing in myself. It started from me positioning myself, from building a perception of how I wanted people to see me, how I wanted people to respond to me, which is branding. It started here. And so listen, I've been in the beauty industry for now 13, 14 years. And 3 years ago, I decided that I wanted more. 3 years ago, I decided that there was more in me than to be chained behind the chair. Of course, I absolutely love what I do. My clients love me. Styling hair is a natural God-given gift that I use to bring provision and money, as a way for me to take care of my family. But there was still more untapped potential on the inside of me. And so after doing some introspection, after, looking at what I wanted to accomplish with the rest of my life, I decided to pivot. I decided that I wanted to reinvent myself. I took the brave leap, just like you are taking that brave leap from corporate to entrepreneurship. I took a brave leap from the beauty industry to the personal development and business coaching and consulting industry, which is a big leap. And one arena is just styling hair. Of course, I have my money management. I have the things necessary to run my business. But then I I leaped into an industry that I knew nothing about. You know, I have been a assistant pastor in my church for a while. So yes, I knew how to lead people. I knew how to organize, I knew how to inspire, right? All these things I had experience with, but this was still a very, very, very new and uncharted territory for me. So it was scary. But listen, what you're doing, I want you to absolutely know that you're going to kill it. You're going to kill it. And the amount of your success is going to depend on how much you believe in yourself, your ability to navigate self-doubt, your ability to build your confidence up so that you can ask for what you want and take the necessary calculated risk that you need to take to create the type of success that you want to have as you step out onto your entrepreneurial journey. And so I want to show this, and we're going to get right into the lesson after this. At the bottom, you see Cogas. Cogas, after only being in this industry 3 years, but really focusing on gaining business consulting contracts. This is my first client, you guys. This is my first client. This client to me was it just really touches my heart in a really amazing way, because I set the intention, I presented myself, I pitched myself, I put my brand out there on the World Wide Web, and the company that was attracted to my brand is not only a Wall Street publicly traded company, but it's also the second largest LGN, which is liquid natural gas company in the world. In the world. You're looking at a hairstylist who saw more in herself, who believed she could do more, and decided to step out on faith and do something that she had no experience in. And I presented my brand to the world, and my brand attracted to me a very high caliber client, a client that represents six figures as just one of my clients, six figures all by itself. But it started with a belief in myself. It started with me navigating being scared and excited and about to pass out and faint all at the same time. It's the same path that I know that you all are probably experiencing all types of emotions as you step out there in your best way, as you show up for yourself and show up for those that you believe that you were born to serve. I just want you to know that you can do it. And your belief is the difference. Now, in addition to your belief, don't forget, I said my brand attracted this caliber client. And so now we're going to go forward, and we're going to talk about how you can start creating the type of brand that's going to attract to you high caliber clients, the exact type of client that you want to work with. So let's get right into that. Let's get right into it. I love this particular quote. And this particular quote says, "You are your brand. You have a business." And there's a lot of people that get those two mixed up. And there's even a lot of people that interchange those two. They interchange brand and business. But I want you to look at your brand as a person by itself. It is a personality. And then you have a business. So it's two. You are creating your brand personality. And then you have your business, the operational side, the customer service, your actual delivery, your expertise, all of that stuff. That's your business. And then you have your brand. And we're going to talk a little bit more about your brand. But if you just look at the bottom of the screen, I have this quote here. It says, you can have one without the other, but two is better than one when it comes to your bottom line. And remember, we're not just trying to have a business that's doing okay. We want to have a business that is impactful and profitable. And the best way to ensure that you are launching a business that is impactful as well as profitable is to have both of these pieces in place. There are some people out there, their branding is exquisite, but the ball is dropped when it comes to the organization and the customer service on the business side. And then there's others out there that have the business all together. They have it all together, but the branding is not in place. They are not attracting nowhere near as many clients as they could help, You know, they're limiting their ability to shape and change the world one person at a time because their branding is not in place. And I personally do not want that to be you. That would be a disservice not only to those that you are called to serve, but will be a disservice to you. It will be a disservice to you. And so let's get in to the 5 C's to creating a purposeful and profitable brand. Let's check it out. The first thing that you must do is claim your client. Claim your client. The second thing we're going to talk about is to clarify your offer. Next, you're going to communicate clearly, because if you can't communicate what you do in a way that they get it, then they're going to be confused. They're going to, and buyers, when they are confused, they typically don't move. When they're confused and something's not clear, you know, you run the risk, if you're not branding in the proper way, that if people still have questions in their head, they're not going to go that next step and email you with a question. You can lose them right because you're not clear in exactly what you do and what you offer. And then the fourth thing that we're going to do, we're going to choose your brand, tone, and colors. Yes, this is the area that most people want to do first. Oh, I'm going to start a business. I need a logo. I need to choose my colors. Well, just stay tuned, because I'm going to show you exactly why choosing your logo and choosing your colors is not the first thing that you want to do. And lastly, connect with the transformation that you offer. Connect with the transformation that you offer. We're going to discuss each of these. We're going to spend the bulk of our time, because we have a limited amount of time, but there's one thing that I want you to walk away with. If you only get this one thing, it's going to change your business. It's going to change your bank account if you get this one thing. And so we're going to spend the bulk of our time talking about claim your client. Claim your client. So let's move forward. What branding is not. And this is so amazing. It's so funny, because when I first started, this is exactly what I thought branding was. Branding is not just a logo. It's not just pretty colors. Branding is not what you think of your business. Branding is not what you desire your business to be. All of those things, those are desires. It's nice. It's pretty. It is a part of branding, but it's not branding. Your brand is much more than a logo. It's much more than choosing pretty colors. It is not what you think of your business. More importantly, branding is what other people think of your business, what potential clients think of your business, what paying clients think of your business. That's what branding is. It's not what you desire your business to be. Your brand should represent the type of client that you desire to serve. Okay? So let's go ahead and move forward. What branding is and why it is important. What is branding and why it is important? Let's look at a few of these. Branding is the foundation of your marketing and advertising strategy. It is the foundation. The foundation is the floor. And there's a lot of people, their business is just suspended and limited because they don't have the essentials, the foundation in place. Let's go down. Your branding attracts customers to your business or service. This is what your brand is supposed to do. It's supposed to attract 100% of the right type of clients that value who you are, value what you serve, just by the look. Just by the look. And we're going to talk a little bit more, because there's a little bit of undertone to the look. But we're going to talk a little bit more about that in a minute. Let's drop down. It's the perception that a customer has when they think of your business or service. Remember what I said earlier? It's not what you think of it, because it's our baby. So of course we're going to think highly of it. And if you don't think highly of your business or your service or your product, you probably should not be offering it. But prayerfully and hopefully, you think your product, your service, or your business is pretty darn awesome. And so what we need to do is translate potential and paying clients into believing that your business, your product, and your service is that freaking awesome as well, right? Because it's word of mouth travels fast. It is still the #1 form of advertising. I don't care what anyone says. And I don't think there's any statistics that prove otherwise. Word of mouth, what your clients are saying about you, their perception. You don't even need to be the best, but they need to think you are the best. You don't have to be the best, but they need to believe, perceive that you are the best. Okay, let's drop down. Your branding can cause your customer to see you as the only provider of a solution to their problem or need. Do you hear that? Your brand should not elevate you to be one of the top competitors. No, you don't want to be a top competitor. A proper brand should situate you as the sole provider. When a person think about your expertise, your market, your industry, they should be thinking about you. That's what proper branding does. When they see whatever that need is they have, whatever that problem they have, when they think about it, they think about you. It's called brand recall. And so let's go down to the next one. It clearly delivers your business message. And we're going to talk about that a little bit more as we go forward. It gives you instant credibility. I'm going to kick back to Colgas. I pitched, and they went online, by the way, and Googled me, and they saw all the other graphics and videos of myself, and they had an idea of me instantly about my credibility just by the way my logos look, the way that my graphics look, how I sound in my presentations, on my videos, what I was about. It gave me instant credibility in their name. At that point, we had not talked. I had not interviewed, but just simply based off an email with a pitch, and by them Googling me, they decided that she is a good fit to be a candidate for the position that we have available. Instant credibility, just like that. It emotionally connects your target customer to you. Your brand is more than a look. Your brand is a feeling. It should emotionally connect your potential clients to you, just like that. Just like that. Just think about some of your favorite brands. Think about some of your favorite businesses that you frequent often. Why do you go there? Because there's a feeling that you have. And yours is going to do the same way. That brand, that business, that service has connected with you on an emotional level. So now you have a sense of attachment to it. And we're going to create that same thing for your business. And lastly, it motivates potential clients to become paying clients. It moves potential clients to paying clients. Those that are thinking about it, the proper branding will translate and convert them to paying clients. And we're going to talk just about how we're going to show you exactly how you can put together a proper brand that does the very same thing for you. So let's get into how to claim your client. Now we are in the meat and potatoes of our training now. So if you have pen, paper, whatever you have, take your notepads out. You are going to want to take notes as we go through the remainder of our training. But remember, I said especially pay close attention to the claim your client section, because understanding who your client is, it is the straw that breaks the camel back. It will determine whether you're going to be chasing a million different clients, whether you're going to launch unknown, you're going to put your business out there and just wish that somebody sees your brand, or whether you're going to actually attract the type of clients that value you, that values what you offer beyond just how much it's going to cost. That's what your branding has the potential to do for you. So pay attention to claim your client. Now let's look at the demographics. Demographics is the first part of claiming your client. You're probably, if you Google some online right now, it's going to talk about demographics. But we're going to go further. I'm going to show you how it's much deeper, even beyond this. And this is what I honestly know led me to, making that leap from being almost broke to 6 figures in 7 months. It's because I understood the demographics as well as the psychographics of my clientele. And we're going to talk about psychographics in just a minute, but let's look at the demographics. I want you to look at either if you're already in business, or maybe you've already started your business part-time, Or, even if you don't have a business yet, I want you to kind of think about the type of client that you want to serve. Think about their gender. Think about their age. Are they going to be the millennial age? Will you be talking to the baby boomers? Will you be talking to those that the seniors? Who will you be talking to? Will you be targeting a particular ethnicity? What are the income levels of your potential clientele? Because their income level is going to determine, how you should price your products. The location. You want to think about, where do they live, in the inner city? Do they live in the suburbs? Where are they living? Because all of these things it plays a part in what they value and what they will invest in. Do they have children? What's their educational level? Are they high school primarily, college level, some education, postgraduate? What's their level of education? Because this is going to determine not only, not particularly how much they will pay for it, but it's going to determine how you need to position what you offer, how you need to say what you offer, because how you say it to certain demographics matter. It matters. So if I'm speaking to a highly educated demographic, for instance, versus say the education level, what if my particular client was, let's say, a high school student? Well, high school students that live in, let's say, the urban community when it comes to location. So high school students in an urban community, they may be more into hip hop. And so when I'm doing my branding, if I wanted to appeal to them and attract them, then my branding needs to have, an undertone. It needs to have pieces of hip hop and that urban community woven into not only my logo, but my tagline, my slogan, and what I say. I hope this is connecting. Versus if your, let's look at location and education again. If the level of education is postgraduate and they live in the suburbs, then 9 times out of 10, while they may enjoy some hip hop, if you would put a more polished spin on whatever you're positioning or selling, you're probably going to resonate with them on that level. And this is just kind of just starting to get your mind working and getting your mind geared toward this mindset of branding. So let's move forward into our psychographics. And if you can just look at this little graphic, I just fell in love with this graphic. It is the brain and the heart connection. It is the brain and the heart connection. So while the brain stuff matters, if you can touch a person in their heart space, it pushes back what they think. Emotion. Just think about you. Just think about the last time you made that emotional decision over that rational decision. When is the last time that you said, my heart, I know that all of this may not, all the pieces are not together and I can't understand everything, but my heart is leading me to do something. I feel like I should, although there's a couple of other things that I would like more information on. I still feel like I should. Those are psychographics. And so when you think of psychographics, you think of things like, are they concerned with their health and appearance? Do they want a healthier lifestyle, but they are limited on time? Do they enjoy going on Facebook in the evening? Do they prefer high quality over low prices? I did this particular test this one time. That the, what are the name of those cups? Oh my, I can't think of the name of the little cups that keep things warm. There's a name. I know the name of it. Maybe it'll come to me in a minute. But I did a test between 2 different brands of cups. One of them was from Walmart, and then the other one was this high-level name brand cup. They were both silver, and they looked just alike. It was made out of stainless steel. They both said they had the same capabilities. However, when I asked my client which one did they buy, 8 of 10 of those customers said they went with the higher quality one over the lower price one that had all the same features, all the same benefits, but they went with the higher quality one. And the reason they went with the higher quality one It's because that is the type of client they are. They value high quality service, high quality products over just getting a similar product at a lower price. How does this resonate with your business? How did that resonate with my business? I knew that if I could offer a very high class experience, offer ambience, offer customer service, that instead of charging $25 or $45 for a service, I could charge $85 because my clients would rather, invest in themselves on a high quality level instead of just having a service done that anyone can offer at a lower price. It totally makes sense. And so let's go down to the next one. They find fulfillment in their career and family. Desires change, but is afraid of taking risks. They want business growth, but has limited cash flow. And so let's look at this last one for a minute. They want business growth, but they have limited cash flow. Didn't say they didn't have any cash flow. How would this affect your business? If this was a psychographic for your business, how would you take this in mind? For me, when I see that they want business growth, I see that they are hungry for the knowledge, the information, the expertise that can cause their business to not just go to the next level, but skip some levels. However, they have a cash flow imperative. They have a cash flow issue. And so what I can do is two things. When I create my product, I can either create a lower cost product, let's say just pulling the number out the air, $5.97, or I could go with a higher cost product, let's just say $19.97, but then break it down with a payment plan. So they still get the expertise that they need, the knowledge that they need to grow their business, either through you offering a lower price item or a higher investment item that you can break into payment plans. Do you see how the psychographics kind of help you understand how you need to position your brand, how you need to position your products, your offers, so that you can attract 100% of the right kind of clients that value you and that value the services that you offer? Claim your client. I'm telling you, don't sleep on claim your client. This is such good information. This is such good information. And so let's go forward. Claim your client. Things that you want to think of. Things that you want to think of. And I'm a very practical teacher, a practical trainer. And so I really like to break it down. It's easy for anyone to understand, regardless of your level, regardless of how much you may think you know, or whether you know nothing at all. I want everybody to be able to grab something from it. So when you think about claiming your client, beyond the demographics, beyond the psychographics, you want to look at the type of restaurants, the type of books, magazines, events, brands, public figures, TV shows, shoes, labels, vacations. Look at the different things that they are already investing in, because that's going to give you an idea of the type of brands and services that already triggers them emotionally, that already triggers them and attracts them to buy. And so when you look at what these other brands and restaurants and books and magazines, when you look at them, look at things for, what they're talking about and the look of it. Because all of these are going to help you take that in mind when you're creating your own, okay? So the next thing I want you to consider when claiming your client, my personal mentor, she said to me when I was doing some additional advanced training in this particular area, she said, Ty, just pick a horse and ride it. And so this is what I want you to keep in mind. Pick a horse and ride it. When you are just starting out, many of you may not have served your first client yet. You just have an idea of the type of client that you want to work with. And so what I want you to understand is that your client may change. And I can almost guarantee that your client will change. As you serve more, your client's going to change based on your product, the product that you offer. You may start with one product. You may add a product that's going to be for a different client. So your client may change based on your growth. When you're first starting out, you may offer some higher investment products for one-on-one, but as your business grow, you may want to look into a way to leverage your time. And so when you have volume, you can decrease the amount of the investment to attract a larger volume of people that you're serving at the same time. For instance, with my group programs, when I work one-on-one, you may be looking at an investment of anywhere from $2,500 upwards. But when I'm working in a more leveraged group, you may be able to work with me from anywhere from $697 to $997 in a group platform. That's just to give you an idea of what I mean by based on growth. I want you to simply pick a client to work with for now. And we're going to talk about more. We're going to go in a little bit deeper. We're going to keep peeling back layers until you can fully create this avatar of the type of client that you want to love on. And so understand, don't worry, don't panic if you don't think you exactly know. I honestly can say that I probably changed my client, you know, in my latest group program. I know that I've changed my client maybe 4 or 5 times. So it's okay. That's going to happen. So relax, pick a horse and ride it, and let's move forward. Let's let good enough be good enough and start positioning you to earn your first dollars in your new business. The next thing that we want to do is look at past customers. If you are already serving customers, you know, either part-time or maybe you've been in business for a while, this is what I want you to think about. I want you to look at your past clients. And some of you, if you are if you are in corporate right now and the expertise that you're doing in corporate, you're branching out and you're going to be doing that same expertise but on your own. Think about the clients that you serve for the corporate company, because they are still, you can still use them. You can still use your experience with that client, especially if that client resembles the type of client that you're going to be serving in your own practice, okay? In your own business. And so this is 2 questions I want you to ask yourself. What do they have in common? What is the common thread that's woven through most of your clients? And so years when I first started in the beauty industry, when I hit that 6-figure, so one of the common issues that was woven through there is that there was a time issue. Most of my clients did not have the time to come into the salon. Now, the other common thread was everybody was saying it took too long. Being in a salon takes too long. And so that was like a common area that was woven through all of the clients, okay? And so now fast forward into my coaching business. So right now, a common area with my clients is that they need to build their confidence. They need to build their confidence to support that bigger mission that they have in their life. They need to build their confidence. And the other thing is that they want to feel more prepared. And so they feel all over the place. They don't feel like they have everything in order. That's a common problem area woven through my clients, woven through my particular ideal client. So I want you to think about the same thing. What do your past clients have in common? And then the next question I want you to ask is, why did they choose to work with you? For me, when I was in the beauty industry, they chose to work with me because I was professional, because I looked different, because I spoke differently, because I managed my time well. I did not overbook. I got them in and out. Those were reasons that they chose to work with me. In my coaching business right now, they choose to work with me because I have mastered my expertise in this area, because I believe God has given me the gift of confidence. I had to learn confidence. And because I've learned confidence, I can teach others how to learn confidence as well. And then I'm really good with organizing. I'm really good with creating practical, realistic plans, putting micro steps to plans. And so because I'm really good at it, they work with me because they know that I have expertise in this area. They can see that I organize my life, but they also see the results in my personal life. They see the results in my personal life. And that's why they choose to work with me. Something about me captivates them, inspires me, draws them in closer. I want to know more. So for you, Why did your past clients choose to work with you? Why did they choose to work with you? What are they telling you? What kind of testimonials are they telling you? What type of feedback are they giving you? Write those things down, because all of this can be very useful in the creation of your brand, okay? So, next thing, I don't want you pulling your hair out. I don't want you pulling your hair out. So, the next very important thing that I've noticed that most of my clients, when we're working with their branding, they don't think about the bad clients. They are so excited. They're caught up in the moment of having their own business and creating their own brand that all that they can think about is the positive stuff. All they can think about is the good stuff happening. Well, that's great and it's necessary. And I want them to be positive. But in order to be really clear on who you want to work with, you also need to look at the flip side. Who is it that you do not want to work with? What's the bad client? You know, you don't want to work with anyone that know it all. Like, I do not like to work with know-it-alls. You say you know it all, but you are in front of me in a consultation wanting to learn from me. If you knew it all, you would not be on the call with me. But every time I mention something, you're one-upping me. So I don't want to work with one-uppers. I don't want to work with people that don't implement. They are not ready to truly move forward. I don't want to work with those type of people. So for you, what type of client do you not want to work with? So I want you to create that bad client list. And I want you to write down characteristics, attributes, character flaws that represent the type of client that you do not want to work with, okay? Because I don't want you frustrated, okay? Don't want you frustrated and pulling your hair out just to make $1. If you do your branding right, you don't have to worry about chasing money. Money will chase you. And that's the goal of this. We want money to chase you. We want money to flow easily to you, okay? And so determining the type of client that you do not want to work with is also a very important part of understanding who you want to work with. Let's move forward. Now, think about who you do want to work with. Who do you want to work with? Who do you want to love on? Who is that? What type of woman? What type of man? What type of child? What type of client represent that client that just has your heart? Are they ambitious? Are they shy? Optimistic? Do they follow directions? Like me, it's a pet peeve when my clients don't follow directions. Are they courageous? Are they ready to move forward in their life? Or are they just talking about it? Are they spiritual? Are they outspoken? These are all the things, and it is many more, and this particular represents the type of woman that I generally work with here. So you'll have your own list of women, I'm sorry, not just women, of the type of client, target client that you want to work with. But just ask yourself, who do I want to love on? Who do you want to love on? Like, who sincerely in your heart, you want to use all of yourself. You won't mind, using your resources, every resource that you have to ensure that they move forward in their life or in their business. Who is that person? And so answer that question sincerely. Take a little time to really look inside, to search yourself, because the more you get into that inquiry or introspection zone, you'll gain more clarity on exactly who it is that you want to work with. So now that we have completed claim your client, be sure that you go through and really, even after you finish this training, spend as much time as necessary to really get clear for now for the type of client that you want to work with, and then just pick a horse and ride it. Let good enough be good enough. And then we're going to continue to craft the rest of your brand around that particular client that you want to love on. So now we're at the point where we're going to clarify your offer. This is step number 2, clarify your offer. And there's simply 3 questions. 3 questions. I told you I like to keep it simple. I like to keep it practical. I don't want to confuse you with too much. And so I've broken this down into 3 questions. And I mean, not 3 questions, but 3 particular things that you need to understand to really create this brand that attracts clients so that you can make, the biggest impact in their lives but also for yourself, really increase your bottom line. There's 3 areas. The first one, know how they feel. Clients want to be understood. They want to feel like you get them. She understands where I am in my life. You have to know how they feel. You know, it's not just slapping a logo in some colors that's cold and doesn't resonate and you're just wishing and hoping. I want you to really take some time and understand how they feel. Okay? And then here's another little tip. I know for myself, and even for you, 9 times out of 10, your ideal client probably felt like you once felt. Like I created all of my products based off a gap that I saw, and I decided that I was going to be the one to fill that gap. So I understood how my potential client felt. So how do they feel? You need to know how they feel in order to clarify your offer, okay? The next thing, know what they want to feel. What do they want to feel? What do they want to feel? Know how they feel. Where are they currently? You know, what's their current emotional, mental, physical, financial, business situation? And then you need to have an understanding of what they want that situation to be like. And then lastly, have something or a way to get them to feeling that way. Is that easy enough? Know how they feel, know what they want to feel, and then have something or a way to get them feeling that way, which is your product, your service, your business. Is this making sense? I hope that it is, because it's super simple. But just because it's super simple, don't sleep on it. This is just some really potent, powerful information if you use it right. Okay? So look at the example below. And this is for my organization. This is an example for my organization, Fierce a Woman. Our business helps ambitious spiritual women frustrated with settling in life build their confidence and craft realistic plans. Okay, let's break it down. Know how they feel. Frustrated with settling in life. That's how they feel. They're frustrated with settling in their life. Know what they want to feel. They want to feel confident and they want to feel prepared. They want to feel confident and they want to feel prepared. And then lastly, have something or a way to get them feeling that way. That is my program, Fierce a Woman, No Excuses, 90-day transformation. That is the delivery system. That is the tool to get them to the transformation or the way that they want to feel. Okay? So know how they feel, know what they want to feel, and then have your product, your service, or your business as a way to get them feeling that way. Okay? So this is kind of like a 1-2 punch for me. It's like a okay? This is kind of like that 1-2 punch. You not only, you want to put these two together, you want to be able to clarify your offer and communicate your offer clearly. And I'm going to give you a prime example in just a minute, but we're going to like 1-2 punch. We're going to marry those together. We're going to marinate these two together. And so basically when you communicate clearly, you really want to make sure that you can say what you do in a way that they get it. You need to be able to say what you do in a way that they get it. I really just want you to like leave the super marketing talk, the advertising talk, what you think they want to hear you say. I want you to leave all of that at home. Like literally just throw it in the trash can. That stuff doesn't work. It does not resonate. The biggest thing that you can do right now that will position you to have the biggest impact and make the most money is be authentic, be real, and honestly, be simple. Use words that they understand, and say it in a way that they get it. And so the whole goal of everything that you're going to hear me talking about over and over and over and over again is that you want to speak to who they are and how they feel. I have this thing called RAIV, and I didn't think to put it in here, but write it down. RAIV. And I want you to think about this in terms of not only your branding, but even in your business. Everybody Everybody, no matter what, they want to feel respected, appreciated, important, and valued. Respected, appreciated, important, and valued. And so you want to speak to who they are as a person. Speak to where they are in their life. And then you want to speak to how they feel. Because the more you can resonate, with this heart space, remember I was talking about that heart space, the more you're going to be able to pull them in and convert them from potential clients to paying clients. Okay? So, 3 questions to communicate clearly. 3 questions I want you to ask yourself so that you can communicate clearly the transformation that you offer, the service that you offer, the product that you offer. Who will gain the most from your product or service? Who's going to gain the most? Will it be someone that's new in business? Will it be an aspiring entrepreneur? They haven't gotten started yet. Will it be a seasoned entrepreneur? Is this person adolescent? Is your client adolescent? Is your client, in college? Is your client, trying to climb the corporate ladder? Is your client sick with a particular illness? Is your client trying to lose weight? Think about these type of things. Who will gain the most from the product or service that you offer? Number 2, what do they want to feel or experience? Do they want to feel healthier? Do they want to feel more energy? Do they want to feel successful? Do they want to feel peaceful? And this is just a few examples. How do they want to feel? And lastly, how do you get them there? How do you get them there? 3 questions. How do you get them there? And we talked about it before. And remember, I just layer things on. The more you hear it, the more you write it, the more you remember it, the more likely you will be to implement it. So 3 questions I want you to ask yourself. Number 1, who will gain the most from your product or service? Number 2, what do they want to feel or experience? And number 3, how do you get them there? How do you get them there? What is the delivery system? What is your business process to get them to feeling the way that they want to feel? And here's an example. Remember earlier, I was talking about that 1-2 punch. Okay, this is my 1-2 punch. This is my clarify my offer and communicate it clearly together. Okay, I'm going to read it. Okay, I'm going to read it right off the screen. Our business helps ambitious spiritual women frustrated with settling in life build their confidence and craft realistic plans so that they can ask for what they deserve and take the calculated risk necessary to create their own success through a 90-day guided process of one-on-one coaching, supportive group work, and accountability, during which we focus on clarity of purpose, building confidence, and goal setting and planning. Do you hear all 3 of those questions answered? Do we know how they feel? Yes. They are frustrated with settling in life. Do we know how they want to feel? Yes. Build their confidence. They want to feel more confidence. Craft realistic plans. They want to feel prepared. They want to feel prepared. And then how will I deliver it? How will I get them to feeling that way? Through a 90-day guided process of, such and such and so forth. All 3. My offer is communicated clearly here. And so I just want you to just put a little asterisk mark and just go ahead and put 30-second introduction or elevator pitch or elevator speech. I know that you all are familiar with that. And so when you combine your clarify your offer and communicate clearly, you have your elevator pitch for your brand, just like that. So when you combine, answer all 3 of those questions, if you can cover how they feel, how they want to feel, and how you're going to get them to feeling that way, you have effectively put together your elevator speech. And so that's your 1-2 punch. So I'm excited that now you have exactly what you need to create your own 1-2 punch and your elevator pitch. So now Everybody say now. Now we can choose your brand, tone, and colors. This is the first thing that most people who get excited about having their own business, this is the first thing that they jump to. But it should not be the first thing that they jump to, because you can't really choose your brand, tone, or your colors until you know who it is that you want to attract. If you do it reverse, you're really creating a brand for yourself. You're not creating that brand to attract or to cater to or customize to the person that you want to attract. You're creating a brand for you. And that's not what you want, because you're not trying to buy from yourself. You're trying to get other people to buy from you. You want them to perceive you. You want them to emotionally connect with your brand, so in a way that they come in on the inside and it motivates them from being a potential customer to a paying customer. So listen, there are 5 dimensions of tone of voice. And when I say tone of voice, what I mean by that is brand personalities. Remember earlier, I said you have a brand and you have a business. It's 2 concepts. It's 2 separate. You know, they're not interchangeable. You are a brand and you have a business. 2 things. Your brand is a personality and you are a personality. Okay? 2 separate ones. So right now we are building your brand personality. And if you will, before we go into talking about this any further, I want you to just kind of think about yourself. How do people feel when they are around you? You know, what's that personality that you carry around that make people want to be in the same space with you? And so I want you to think about your brand in that same way. Maybe people like to be around you because you're so encouraging. Maybe people like to be around you because, you know, you're so inspiring. Maybe people like to be around you because you just tell it like it is. Maybe people like to be around you because you're humorous, you're funny. And so whatever that reason is, people, when they want to be lifted, they come to you for, you know, either of those reasons: to be encouraged, inspired, uplifted, to be light and airy and you know, be in a mood of humor. And so with the same thought, I want you to have in mind, you know, who do you want to attract to your brand? Think about the brand personality. And we have 5 brand personalities here. The first one is sincerity. Do you want the tone of your brand to be a sincere tone? And I have a few words to kind of guide you on what I mean by this: domestic, honest, genuine, and cheerful. You know, is that the tone of voice that you want your brand to have? Is that the personality that you want your brand to have overall? Number 2, excitement, daring, spirited, you know, imaginative, up to date. You know, is that the personality that you want your brand to have? Competence, reliable, responsible, dependable, efficient. You know, is that the overall tone that you wanted to have? And some of you may say, well, I'm a combination. Well, there's still one that should be primary. There's one that, like, I absolutely require you to choose one. Okay? Sophistication, number 4. Glamorous, presentation, charming, romantic. You know, you may think about those brands that have all the glitter and stuff in them, or the high heels. You know, sophistication. Is that the overall tone? Is that the personality that you want to carry through your brand? You know? And number 5, ruggedness. Tough, strong, irreverent, coarse. You know, is that the tone that you want your business to have? And so I want you, for now, I just want you to choose one. Choose one to be your overall brand personality. And let's keep building. Now, on this particular slide, you see all types of words that describe your business. So once you choose that overall tone for your business, this is what I want you to do. You have a worksheet in front of you. I want you to look at the worksheet. You're going to have a list there that, you know, it's your to-do brand tones, and then you're going to have your brand tone that's, you know, your no. You know, I do not want this represented in my brand. And so I want you to just kind of look through these characteristics: authoritative, caring, cheerful, coarse, conservative, you know, conversational, casual, dry, edgy, enthusiastic. You know, I'm not going to read all of these, you know, provocative, quirky, trustworthy, upbeat, witty. You know, I want you to look at these words, and you can even, you know, find other words that's not listed here. But then I want you to list out what you want your brand to represent in its personality, and then words that you do not, absolutely do not want represented in your brand. Now, here's why. Once you choose your brand tone, whatever personality, whatever voice you choose, I want you to use that voice on absolutely everything. So your whatever tone you choose, say for instance, if you choose sincerity as your brand tone of voice, when you are on your online marketing, so when you're writing on social media, when you're sending out an email, when you're writing copy for your website, everything needs to be in the same tone of voice of sincerity, okay? When you're printing your marketing materials, your brochures, your letterheads, your envelopes, you know, your banners, you know, whatever it is that you're printing, it needs to have the exact same tone of voice, sincerity, okay? Now, here's the thing. When that person transitions to being your client, okay, when they are in your presence or whether you're serving them virtually, your brand tone of voice, you should embody sincerity. You should embody, there should not be a drop off in what your brand looks like and then what the experience is. The branding must be sincerity and the experience must match it. I like to call them tacky brands. Nobody like a tacky brand. That's the quickest way to lose clients. You will have a hard time creating loyalty if you have a disconnect between what you present and the actual experience. So whatever brand tone of voice you choose, you need to use it on absolutely everything. Whenever you're writing, whenever you're speaking, whenever you are presenting or printing, on absolutely everything, online and offline marketing material, and in person or virtually, it needs to match whatever. It needs to be consistent and congruent with whatever brand tone of voice you choose. Capiche? All right. So now let's continue building. Now that you have chosen your brand tone of voice, now that you have made a list of characteristics you want associated with your brand tone of voice and a list of characteristics that you do not want associated with your brand tone of voice, now we can choose your colors. Why is it that we're choosing our colors now? Why is it next to the last thing, you know? Why isn't it the first thing? Because the first thing, like I said, you don't know who you're serving. You don't know who you're trying to connect with. Your brand colors hold emotions. Colors make you feel a certain way. For me, yellow is my color. I love yellow. I just recently grown into loving pinks, but yellow just makes me feel upbeat. It makes me feel happy. It's my happy color. And so whatever it is that you want your clients to experience or feel when they see, you want them to feel something when they see your brand, okay? You want them to feel something when they see your brand. And so what do you want them to feel will be based upon the colors that they see, okay? So this is why it's important to know how they feel, how they want to feel, and how you're going to get them to the way they want to feel, because that is going to help you determine the color psychology that you use for your brand logo, okay? And so we have blue, red, green, yellow, purple, pink, orange, brown, black, white, any variation, mix of these colors, whether you're going to go darker with the shade or lighter with the shade. These are just the primary shades, and you want to choose, typically, most brands have 2 to 3 colors. You want to choose a primary color. You want to choose a secondary color. And then you can choose an additional color. You know, I just like to call it, you know, a third color, maybe like a white or, you know, maybe your silver, you know, a third color you can throw in there. But primarily, I want you to think about 2 colors. Choose 2 to 3, but only choose one dominant color. The one dominant color should be the color that you most want them to feel when they see your brand. Make sense? I hope it's making sense. So let's go forward. And this is like, for me, like one of the most important parts to me as an entrepreneur, to connect with the transformation you offer. And this is, this piece right here is so critical, because it doesn't matter, even if you do all of these steps right, and you have a brand that is attracting clients, if you do not connect with the transformation that you offer, I have found that entrepreneurs end up not serving as many, end up not even presenting their business to as many people as they could because they're just not confident. And so what do I mean by connect with the transformation you offer? You got to believe that the product or the service that you have created is life-changing. You know, I say it all the time to my clients. If you wouldn't buy your product, don't sell your product. If you don't believe in your product, then why should you expect anybody else to believe in your product? Okay? So you have to connect with the transformation you offer. You have to really understand, what's at stake if this person does not have what you offer. And so let's look at these questions below. The first one, what would their life be without your offer? Think about that. When I think about my ladies, I think about them being trapped in a lifestyle, that they're frustrated about. I think about them not reaching their full potential. I think about them dying with all of that good stuff that's supposed to be out serving the world still on the inside. If they don't accept my offer, if they don't say yes to themselves by accepting my offer, okay? And I want you to think in the same way. The second question, how will their life be better after experiencing your offer? I know for a matter of fact that they are going to have a higher confidence. They're going to have clarity on not only their purpose, but their skill set. The skills that they are good at, the skills that they are marginal at, and the skills that they suck at, that they need to delegate to somebody else. They're going to know that, okay? They're going to understand how to craft realistic plans. They're going to use it on a goal with me, and then they can wash and repeat on it however many goals they want to use it on for the rest of their lives. I know that their life is going to be better. They're going to have the confidence that they need to ask for what they deserve, say no to what they don't want to put up, and then take responsibility for creating their own success on their own terms. I know their life is going to be better after experiencing my offer. So how would your potential client life be better after experiencing your offer? You got to answer these questions, okay? Don't skip a question. Don't be lazy. Don't skim through this work. I really want you to take the time to answer each of these questions, okay? So let's go to the next one. How will their life remain the same or worsen without your offer? How would their life remain the same? My clients, they'll have these aspirations, but because the self-doubt is there, they'll continue to put off, I'm going to do it in 3 months. I'm going to do it, 3 months turned into 1 year. 1 year turns into 5 years. 5 years turn into never. They'll continue to repeat the same cycle in their life over and over and over again if they do not say yes to themselves by accepting my offer. If they do not say yes to your offer, how would their life remain the same or worsen? Let's look at the next question. How much money will they lose by not saying yes to you? This is especially important if your offer is a business service, is a business product, That's really a way for you to really kind of pull out that pain point for them. Have them imagine what their life would be like if they were making $5,000 extra a month because of the service that you offer. So they'll be leaving that potential $5,000 on the table if they do not say yes to themselves by saying yes to your offer. Do you understand that? Awesome. Okay, so let's look at the last one, the last question. How frustrated are they willing to remain by not stepping forward? Your job is not to honestly get them to accept your offer. Honestly, if you can just focus on getting them to say yes or no, getting them to make a decision. If getting them to that point where they say, no, I'm not ready to move forward, or yes, I am ready to move forward. And then I can almost guarantee you, if your product, your service, your offer speaks to their need, and they have decided that, yes, I'm ready to move forward, then you, my dear, you have a new client. Congratulations. And so you have to ask yourself, how frustrated are they willing to remain by not stepping forward? These are all important questions that you have to ask yourself. And so we're going to do a bit of a recap before, of course, it has been my blessing to share with you. That concluded my presentation. But I do want to kind of recap a little bit with you all. The first thing you want to do is claim your client. You want to do that deep dive. Really take the time to go back through the training along with your worksheets and do the work. Like I said, don't be lazy. Don't skim through. This is the foundation of your business. If you're going to skim on any other steps in building your business, don't skim on this one. You want to have your brand in place so that you can not only, make really good money, but you can also serve a lot of people, making that impact that give you that fulfillment, that sense of purpose for your own life. And so you want to have both of those things in place. So you want to claim your client. You want to understand, how they feel. You want to understand how they want to feel, and you want to understand how you're going to get them to feeling the way they want to feel. The second thing you want to do is clarify your offer. You're going to ask yourself those same 3 questions that I just mentioned when you're doing the first part, that 1-2 punch I was telling you about. You want it to claiming your offer. It's getting really clear on how they feel and how they want to feel, because you want to position what you speak about in a way that speaks to the client, not that just boast on your expertise. Not in a way to say, I could have said I'm a hairstylist of 15 years and I serve an elite clientele of doctors, lawyers, and judges. I could say that. Or I could talk about, I serve executive clients or high profile clients who are very restricted on their time, who need to get in and out of the salon in a short period of time. Now, which one of those, and I just came with that off the top of my head, but which one of those do you think would be more attractive? It's the second one, because I'm using the perspective of how they feel and how they want to feel. The third thing you want to do is communicate clearly. Communicate what you do clearly. And I've already showed you how you're going to go back to those 3 things: how they feel, how they want to feel, how you can get them to feel in that way. And then 4 is the process, the actual delivery system, the tool for their transformation. When you have all 4 of those things together, you have your 1-2 punch, you have your clarify your offer, and you can communicate it clearly. When you put those 2 together, when you marry them, you have your 30-second introduction. You have your elevator speech, okay? And then the next thing you want to do is choose your brand tone of voice and your brand colors. Your brand tone of voice, whatever you choose, whichever one you choose, you want to use it across all of your online and offline marketing material. And then you also want it to transfer from the look to the actual experience. You don't want to have a tacky brand. You don't want it to look one way out in the world wide web, but when they're actually get on the other side of your product, the experience does not match what you have presented to the world. And so you don't want to do that. So you want to choose your brand tone of voice, whichever one you want, and you want to be consistent and congruent with that on everything, okay? And then you want to choose your brand colors. Based off the type of client, the avatar, the client profile that you've placed together, what colors do you feel most resonate with what you want your potential client to feel when they see your brand, when they see your logo, when they read your slogan or your tagline? What do you want them to feel? Because colors carry emotion, okay? So that's how you're going to choose your color. And then lastly, you need to connect with the transformation you offer. Of course, you know how incredible it is. You're passionate about it. You put your blood, your sweat, and your tears into it, but they haven't. they're not as passionate about it. They're not as connected to it because they haven't yet experienced it. And so the best way for you to really offer it, the best way for you to show up in the world and really speak to them about what you have to offer them is for you to connect with it first. You need to connect with the power of how it will change their life if, in fact, they truly step up and say yes to themselves by saying yes to you. You got to connect with that. You have to understand that if you don't step up and speak out, that their life is going to remain the same. But you have to know that you are the answer to that solution. They're waiting on you to step up and step out, okay? And you've already decided that's why you are a part of this 2018 Black Woman Startup Business Summit, because you have decided to stand out. You have decided to step up to that business, to that higher calling, to that purpose that you've been carrying in your heart by stepping into this path, this journey of entrepreneurship. And so you would have never stepped out to not offer what you have to the world. So I really just want you to really strongly connect with the power of your gifting. Connect with the power of your unique transformation. That's unique to your DNA. It does not matter how many other people are out there offering the same or similar service as you, because it's linked to your DNA. It is your unique contribution, and only you can make that special difference, that impactful difference in the life of that person who's waiting for you to really step out in your most powerful way to serve them in your most powerful way, okay? So just want you to really connect with the power of who you are, really believe in yourself, really trust your gut, trust yourself. Don't second guess yourself, and just show up in the world the way that you want people to respect not only your brand, but respect your service and respect you. People are going to believe in your product, your service, as much as you translate that belief. And belief is something that you can't fake. You know, people can, when they say real recognize real and fake recognize fake, people can tell when you just trying it. People can tell when you really not what you are presenting yourself to be. So you really have to believe in what it is you are offering. And remember that if you wouldn't buy it yourself, then don't even put yourself through the agony of risking the reputation of your brand. Don't put it out there. Only present to the world that which you are already confident in, okay? So connect with the power of the transformation you offer. Once again, it has been my sincere pleasure, serving you today. This has been my blessing to share with you all just a small portion of, what I know to be one of the biggest pieces that has given me the biggest leap, not only in my personal life, helping me to feel more confident by having these pretty brands, but it's also given me the biggest leap financially because my brand attract to me the type of clients that I want to work with, the type of clients that, are ready to invest and move forward. It started with my branding. My branding has brought me before people, has put me in situations that my education, that my expertise or my experience did not. It was simply because of my branding. So I'm excited for each of you. Congratulations once again for stepping out of corporate and stepping into your own. Woohoo, woohoo. I am so excited about that. Thank you for being here with me at the 2018 Black Woman Startup Business Summit.